with Lorenzo Mazna to see what's going on with another brick in the wall right here in Spatial. And yeah, friends going on. Open up their room. And this is the live video feed as they're going to talk through and in what is happening with another flex on the wall. Ooh, we got some people walking. So we're going to try to open up the space here for them and listen to them.
And say, Paul, how they be hating on us. They appreciate Spotty Wi-Fi.
Ooh, some spotting. All right, we got some music going on. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Grateful Show number 82. We are hosting Spatial, which I don't see yet. So we have Cryptonovo here, Metazik, Beast. How you doing, guys? What's going on?
Yo, TM. Hi, everyone.
And Laura, we have Laura here. He's hidden. And Laura, Robot, what's up?
The Robot Punk. What's going on, y'all?
I see Spatial also as a listener. So Spatial, if you request, we're gonna bring you up. I invited you.
I want to welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies up there. If you're looking up on the top right now, you can look at Lorenzo's Twitter handle up there, and you can see actually live. I'm streaming live in Spatial, in the metaverse right now, multiple metaverses, but we're going to be talking about Spatial today. Another flex on the wall. I am grateful to be talking with you guys after IRL out in London. So beautiful to meet up with some of the alpha in the space, and then also with Mazna down in Miami. I mean, it's all coming full circle right here, and it is another flex on the wall. So get in on Spatial. You can go right there to Mazna, and then right there on his pinned tweet, you can hop in to get another flex on the wall look right now. I'm so excited. I'm in there. I'm running around. Come take a look.
Yo, and let me say hello to everybody, and thank the host, Crypto Nova, for being the special host invited right now. And just a little side note, when I entered the space, there was one YouTube channel that spoke about PFPs, and there would be 5 people, 6 people, 7 people that would tune in, and it was real, and it was real people and real artists that were trying to break into the space and to put their little collection out. And Crypto Nova was always there supporting people since day one, every day for free, for the culture. And I just want to give a big shout out for that, and much love. It's amazing to have you guys here. I see you're the Tiger, Gene, everybody, Satoshi Bones, Jason, so many artists that have become part of this community. And on the note that we were saying, Miami, it blew my mind how this project, which is an independent project with no BZ funding, with no other big teams behind it, has caused so much impact on the space, on the art space, on the NFT space, on the graffiti space. I see Basie doing graffiti festivals now. I love it. See more people involved, and it's amazing how much we can grow. It's only 2 years. We're babies. What's going on, everybody?
Amazing, Lauro. I love it. I love how we all met in the real life. First time I saw Crypto Nova actually in New York on Pusha T, but he was far away, so I couldn't get to him. But, London was epic, and Miami was also great. So let's fucking go, guys. And Spatial, what's up? Welcome on stage.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tyrone. How's everyone doing?
Yo, GM.
GM Tyrone, welcome.
Thanks for coming through, Ty.
Oh, we love it. It was good to talk to you yesterday, Mazda. And I see one of our Spatian guys is in here, Creative Owls, and I see Ira is down there as well. A lot of folks that can join the community. I'm glad that you're doing this and putting it out there for folks to see it as an option, especially for artists. It's pretty amazing. So excited to hear what you want to talk about. What kind of questions you have?
I was really excited yesterday. I've been playing with Spatial a bit, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I don't know why I didn't use it before, but we will ask you for more questions about it, but I will definitely try to build something in there because it was a really fun experience. So that's awesome.
That's all you have to do. Have fun.
Exactly. Guys, before we jump into the space, you can ask us a question, lower right corner, and also you can retweet the space so more people can vibe with us. And should we now all go to Spatial and, hang out there while we doing the spaces?
We've got 10 people in there, so
I was going to say, it's looking pretty busy. I dropped in earlier and bumped into Hydra Animation and Mazda, which was really cool. And there was like 4 people in there. I think Crypto Nova being one of them. Hey, Crypto Nova as well. Great to see you. And it was awesome meeting you in London. But yeah, it's looking quite busy. Let's all jump in. Why not?
Okay, can anyone share the link if you didn't already for the Spatial where we are?
I beat you to it. I already put it up on the top. You can check out Mazna's pinned tweet up there. It's already down there. You can take a look at it. There's multiple ways you can get on. You can connect with your wallet, or if you don't have wallet connectivity, you can just drop your email address, which is wonderful in this metaverse space to have those options. And maybe that's one of the first questions we can due to one of the prime speakers here in Spatial, the alpha of it, is the onboarding. I'm interested in onboarding and getting more people involved in the metaverse. What's the best way to onboard people in besides having spaces like we're doing here today?
Yeah, it's great and it's super easy. I used my Gmail and it was like 30 seconds set up and I was good to go. So yeah, amazing.
Yeah, there's two ways. There's 2 ways you can join, right? You can join as off list, so you don't have to log in. But the benefits really kick in to Spatial when you do it, and create an account. Then you can create your avatar and start to set your identity out there.
Epic. We have like a few questions. Beast prepare amazing questions for you guys also, and some kind of structure. So I would start with that, so we can learn more about what you're doing, why you started Spatial, what are your goals, and then I'm already there, guys. So if you want to just jump in, you can walk around.
Let me introduce myself first, so everyone knows. My name's Tyrone Webb. I'm the community evangelist / artist and project liaison for Spatial. So my primary goal, is to help artists and creators, find a way to use Spatial to their advantage and success as an artist. I'm an artist myself. Recently featured at Art Basel, and it was an amazing moment for me, and I got to meet a lot of artists and creators and show them Spatial. It's infinite wall space, right? It's the ability to show off everything you do for as many people as you can. It's owning a global art gallery. So, look, hit me with the questions, and let's have some fun.
I wanted to jump in for a second and just say, we're in here, and I see people from Medellin. I see people from, where are you at? In Scotland? I see people in London. I see people in just every corner of the world. We're hanging out right there in Brooklyn. And just, like Crypto Novo, you've been playing with the Novo Birds, about, these metaverse spaces. And isn't this amazing? What do you guys think? I don't know.
Chicago represent. Chicago represent. It's worldwide. I mean, NFTs in the metaverse are an international language. I'm walking around, just checking out all the apparel that people made, and I think it's super cool to get your own PFP going. That's what kind of I'm interested in getting my PFP going, getting that tassel hat and big shades going on my head.
I have to say that, I think it was 2 days ago, right, Masnak, that I went to Spatial, I think kind of for the first time. I jumped in, went to check the wall, and I was so impressed, actually. I also don't know why I didn't really, explore it before, but when I got in, I accidentally met Masnak, and I was like, Laura, you can say, right, that I was like, oh my God, you're kidding me. And we turned on the voice chat, and it was really so close to the in real life feeling. I would say much closer, even than Twitter Spaces. And we were just walking around, and I was so impressed. How come it's so realistic?
Beast, we're standing right where you got your bike stolen, man.
And he had to pay how much was it? $10,000 for the bike, bro?
Funny shit.
Man, yeah. The first thing what I heard was it's gonna be $10,000 for the bike. So I was like, okay, I've been 3 days in New York. That's kind of nice start. But yeah, when I got in and was standing at the right place, at the same place, I was like, man, it's really being back there.
We even got the parking place where you sat down and minted the brick.
That's hilarious. How far blocks is this from Greenpoint? Or I was in Greenpoint on Saturday night. My daughter and I had dinner at a diner there.
This is up the street. This is literally 10, 20 blocks. I mean, right now winter is it's 5 kilometers, but
right. Nice.
Yeah. So Spatial, maybe let us know a bit about all these. How can we go to 500 people? Right now, we're in a space that, as I think I'm the host, we have a little extra space because of Plaga, who's the host, first of all. And before we go in farther, big shout out to the Metaverse architects that are in the house right now, which are three: Colombia, Plaga, Maniatic, and Exacto. And they built the wall. This is a project. I do graffiti, they do 3D building. We all community. And just these are. I'm listening.
No worries. You can get 50 people into a space, right? That's a number that'll change over time. But right now, you can bring 50 people in. You have spatial audio that's available. So if you make the environment large enough, you can have people speak on one side.
We got 16 right now.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of background noise. Somebody's mic unmuted.
It's amazing, guys. I yesterday actually made Plaga there, and I was like, hey, bro, I turned the mic on, and I was like, hey, bro, what you doing here? And it was like, hey, I'm from Colombia, I know Laura. And I was like, that's really funny, that I met you there randomly. But Guys, for a start, could you talk a bit about Spatial? What's the idea behind it? We talk about onboarding people, which is amazing. They can relate to it, of course. But what was the idea behind it? Why did you start Spatial?
Well, the idea of Spatial was much different. It's been around for 6 years. Okay, it's been available in a different capacity. So it was used as an enterprise and corporate collaboration tool. And what that means is a company would purchase 10,000 headsets, send it out to their employees, and they would have virtual spaces using VR and AR to actually meet with each other. And it was a great use case. And Spatial had many large, Fortune 500 company clients. But it wasn't until about 16, 18 months ago, and this is right about when NFT summer started, and there was this influx of interest in producing artwork and putting it out there on the blockchain. And there was also artists that were being introduced to Spatial, like myself. I went to a digital makerspace that someone showed me, and when I saw it, I immediately thought I can hang all my art up in all these walls and invite people. From that point is when there was a pivot in the company to go from corporate enterprise to let's let the world know and all the creators and artists out there know that they can use these spaces to build experiences and share them with others. So that really is the fundamental shift in Spatial to what you're seeing now. So a lot of times folks have come into Spatial that work for a company that used it at one point and they see it as a whole new product now. But a lot of them say, when I used it at the company, I always thought it would be great for this. So this became a logical progression for the application. And so now it's about building community. It's about using a value set that we have and finding others that share that same value and just build really amazing stuff together. This is going to be the year of the collab.
What actually people built in the space? We see this beautiful wall from Brooklyn, but I saw some galleries. Are there any other spaces that people built and hang out there?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you go to spatial.io and you look at our trending and recent and popular sections and categories for spaces, you'll get all kinds of experience from being able to go through a cave and see all the art in there, which is gorgeous. One of our actual community members created it for a recent contest with Sketchfab and just knocked it out of the park. It was an amazing space and showed off everything great about Spatial at the time. But now we're about to release the Unity SDK, the creator toolkit. And it really changes everything, because if you go to Spatial right now and you go into, say, Bubble Park, right, go into that environment, you'll get to see a lot of what's coming now that creators have really been untethered, unchained. They can just have at it and build dope shit.
And Cryptonovo, you have your own gallery there, or what did you build there?
Are you talking to me? Oh, you're talking to Crypto?
Yeah, to Crypto, but I don't know if he's tracked or...
No, Cryptonovo has a project that he's been working on that I've been part of for a long time. Well, just on the sidelines, but it's the Novoverse. So he's been building wearables. He's doing all that in Decentraland, and that's why it's cool, because he's just kind of an example of somebody that's been in the space so small. He knows how to Twitch. He knows how to do all the technical stuff right now, like where we're live streaming the Spatial through his in Decentraland. So it's like different neighborhoods, different countries. I think it's a really cool experiment what's going on regarding that.
For me, it's the interoperability of it, and like it doesn't matter what metaverse you're in, it's communicating with others. So right now I'm actually streaming Spatial live in Decentraland, but it works both ways, where now people are actually leaving Decentraland right now to go into Mazna's party. It's a street party right now where we have 15, 18 people already there. So if you haven't gotten there, go up in that pin tweet and get in there. And it is about getting in and exploring all the metaverses and seeing what's out there. It's about creating and having fun. And that's what it is being impromptu, coming in here with you guys, learning. And I have been in Spatial in all the metaverses, and it's just bringing it in there. And whoever's launching all those hearts out there, I love it. This is all being streamed live up above. So not only you're listening to it, but it's a visual space as well.
Yeah, it's really important that people understand, interoperability is key. And that's what we want. We want everyone is out there building their own version of awesome. And the idea is for us to all be able to travel from one spot to another. I mean, we did the first like intra-metaverse environment from Decentraland to Spatial and vice versa. So it's one of those moments where you recognize that you're not bound to any one place or experience. You know, you just go to where you can enjoy yourself. And if your friend comes in and says, hey, I know there's this really cool thing going on over there, you can get there, right? And then the next step when you're talking about wearables is, can I look like what I am here over there? And that's kind of the fundamental reason why we partnered with Ready Player Me, was because we did want to have the ability to pass your identity the applications as possible. And it's, you feel like, you know, if you find eventually get to the point where you create your own outfits, you know, you want them to be interoperable as well. There's a ways to go in the whole grand scheme of things, but everyone's talking about it. It's just establishing those standards.
Guys, this is fascinating. So you guys think that now in Decentraland there are people who jumped to Spatial to check the wall and they can travel in between the worlds?
Yep. Well, I mean, you can put a portal in, you can link to where you want to go in Decentraland, and then you're going to pass from Spatial to Decentraland.
So amazing.
I see Crypto's hand, so go ahead, man.
Yeah, I guess it's a live question. Right now, I have my back towards the wall, another flex on the wall, but people are taking, all right, so walk me through this. They're taking like live screen shots and they're posting it up live. Can you walk me through that? I mean, this is brand new. You can all watch this happening live. They're dropping.
To tell people,
Go for it.
If everybody wants to come to the front of the wall, like in front of Crypto of Beast, everybody let's just stand in front of Beast and look. We can get a big picture of everybody who's in the room right now.
Let's go. This is so wild, guys. Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, the other fun part is that you actually can activate the camera in there, and you have 3 different modes. You can have take a photo, right? You can also record a video from your position where you're standing, and then there's filming mode, which will turn you into a camera, and then you can move around the environment. Once you hit record, once you're done, it'll, you know, automatically give you a file that you can save and then share. So it's been really useful, especially in applications like Discord, you know, where you can do something and then share it with everyone in the space immediately.
That's epic, and I see some people with something like selfie sticks, and so that's when I go to camera and take a photo. That's a selfie stick.
No, the selfie stick is different. There's actually a selfie stick that you can grab and use.
That's
floating over here.
That's Maniatic for everybody. He's like the core part of the team, the Now Erso team, and he last time we did this. We had a little reggaeton party, and they had a PFP that was Bad Bunny, and the funnest part of the party was everybody's selfie with Bad Bunny, which I think is hilarious.
It's amazing, guys. Give me a sign, thumbs up if you are in Spatial. Show me if you are there. If you're not, and you can just jump in there because there's already 20 of us, so we can take a Grateful Shoe selfie. It would be really cool. Gene, go in the Spatial, man.
There is a pinned tweet. If you just click on the pinned tweet, there is a link, and it takes you. If you're on desktop, it takes you directly in front of the wall. So it's super easy. You're gonna be immediately like in front of the wall. For people who are listening, like most of the people, you can scan your face, right? So you can actually recognize people. But I see also that some of the people, like Maniatic, they have their mask or like a avatar, or what's that? So is that a Ready Player Me avatar, or how does that work?
I missed part of that question. Can you say it again?
Yeah, I see most of the people, they scanned their face, so you can recognize that.
Yeah.
But also, for example, Maniatic has like a mask. So
That's Ready Player Me.
That's the Ready Player Me.
Correct.
And how does it work? You can just
there's something that I could bring up. We have done this for Halloween as well too. If you get the right kind of mask, like if you go to the store and buy a mask and then take a picture of yourself wearing that mask, you can then change your appearance in Spatial to look like that face. It'll recognize.
I bet Crypto Novo could take one of those pictures of you with the full punk IRL suit and just look like the real deal.
And that's what I was trying to set up before, but that's the great way of doing it. I can just get my mask on.
The only problem is if it's really pixelated, that's one of the few things that if you like upload an image like a PFP, there's certain things you can upload and it'll try to recognize the face in it, but if it's pixelated, it can't. I've played around with it, tried it with different PFPs from collections I was a part of, and there was only a few that actually transferred in, but it was kind of cool. But in the future, the goal is to allow for a tool set that you can start to build your own look. So if you want
I'm using the picture up top. I'm using the third picture up top with me with my arm around my homie Mazna. I'll use that. I'll just put my clown nose on, my tassel hat on, and bada boom, bada bing.
Nice.
I love it. It's really crowded there. I love it, guys. 21 people, so jump in. So there's more of us. And did you organize some kind of events there? Like some parties in Spatial or stuff?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
So as far as parties go, yes, there's been so many different events. We got folks in here that can tell you all about it. Creative Owls Below probably did one of the first real large events in Spatial ever, and he's been doing them ever since. And he has the Polygon Social. It really is cool to see folks creating events. There are so many events listed in Discord right now, and you can join them. It's what kind of experience you want to give people while they're there. That's what it's all about. It's getting folks to understand that from this time to this time, something is going to happen in this space. We can all go into a space and stand around and talk to each other, but there is a point where you can create content, right? If you know people, here's an example. If you know people that are into acting, right? You could have people play characters in your space. And the ability to create environments that could be like sets and stages. If you wanted to right now, you could get 5 people to act like they're walking around Brooklyn right now. And if you interact with them, they'll treat you as if, a New Yorker would. And in Brooklyn, people are quite friendly. You know what I mean? So there's so many things you can do. You just got to get your community involved with creating an experience. It's what you want to return to. That's what Spatial is offering is a platform where you can start to build the experiences that you want people to have.
You know what's really cool? I think I read it in Discord that you can scan the outside world with your phone, right? The new iPhones, they have like LiDAR or what kind of technology is that? So you just scan the real wall in the Brooklyn and turn it into this where we are just standing?
Yep. You can get as detailed as you want. There's a lot of different technologies out there for 3D scanning environments and objects and things like that. I mean, you realistically could scan your cup of coffee and sit at your virtual desk and put the coffee cup that you're using in the real world right there on the table in front of yourself.
Yeah.
The Phygital environment's really cool now too. So if you had somebody that was actually at this location in Brooklyn right now, they could stream live from their camera, like do like a Zoom call, and then share that screen onto the wall in here. So we could totally like have a paradox. You'd be standing here looking at there, it's actually here.
That's wild.
Tell us a little bit about the environment change that you guys are like this new thing where you can see night and day and the lights changing and that kind of, or is it too early for that?
No, it's not. Actually, we just released our second teaser. If it's on the front page right now, this is something that we want people to let their imaginations fly on. So the first teaser we had is where we had all the balls dropping from the air, and it was physics, and it was showing lighting and interactivity, right? But it didn't really give the interactivity until our latest teaser today, and I'll pin that to the top if you don't mind. That way, folks can see it.
For sure.
It is definitely something to see. All right, let's go there. Yeah, so this teaser is actually showing interactivity. When you go into the environment, there's a keyboard that's laid out, and when you step on each key, it makes a sound. No different than the movie Big, where Tom Hanks was dancing on the keys. But the idea is things that are involved here. You're interacting with an object, and it's playing a sound, and also casting a light. So you can take that interactivity and put it into a lot of different things. Now you could have butterflies flying around that make a noise if you catch it, right? You can do all kinds of stuff if you want to. You can have any experience that you want to build and start to include that interactivity. You can have, like, you know, one challenge I brought up was if you hear the sound playing when you walk on the keyboard, imagine if you made it to where you come into an environment and there's a path for you to follow, and you can only follow in a certain way, but each rock that you step on the way, if you just continuously move, plays a song, right? And then you could have, like, people starting to compose walking music.
I love
It's the idea. It's all about ideas, man. Like, once you get into the space, the first thing I hear from folks is that, wow, you can do this, you can do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it just starts going. And then if you don't have the skills to accomplish it, the community is where you're going to find them. And we have folks that are in a position to help. You know, if you want to do something in particular, there is an artist or a creator you can collaborate with and bring your vision to life.
Gene, I see your hand. Welcome on the stage. And then I also want to welcome Creative Alls.
GM, hey, Tyrone, I was wondering if you could help me give me some live advice here. I'm trying to get into the spatial room, but it's rugged. I get in and then it kicks me out. No, I'm on a PC.
Okay, so you're on your PC and you're using what browser?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, Chrome should be fine. It's interesting. So you're loading into the space and then it's just kicking you back out without loading it?
Well, I can see, like, the street for a little bit, and then the progress bar, and then it just kicks me up to the main page.
Oh, there's a Gero block for LA, bro. You need to move.
Brother.
You need to move somewhere else.
Yeah, this with staking and all that stuff. Pretty good at it.
Yeah, no staking, no spatial for you, bro.
Well, what I would say is like, if you have other tabs open on Chrome, close them all. Close out Chrome and then relaunch it. It may be a resource issue. The more things that you have, the more memory you're using. It could be your PC. What you're on. It's because everyone is taking pictures right now and putting them up, and that's more stuff that has to be rendered. So it eventually becomes taxing. One of the pieces of advice I give to room builders is to put your spawn point further away from all your content, because when you come in, it's going to be a faster loading experience, and then you can make your way to the content, because it'll load it in, but it renders it as you approach. So it's much easier that way. The next thing is just to go with less moving content, right? If you have to load in and there's 20 videos playing, it's going to be very hard for any device to load all that streaming content at once. So that's where we find there's situations that people will drop from a room. Either they choose to leave because it's not loading, or it just takes too long, especially on mobile. So all things that will be optimized in time as we progress, but it's always going to be necessary for it to work on mobile.
Guys, will you integrate like PFPs so I can run around with my pink ape? Now I have just pink sleeves on my hoodie, or it's not a hoodie, it's like a sweater. So having my pink ape there would be fantastic.
Yep, there is definitely a progression to all this, and our roadmap and what we're choosing to release is the skeleton, right? We want to make sure that the foundation for what is going to be created is solid. So that was important for us to make it open and accessible to more creators, and that's using Unity. And then from that point, we'll move into more of the customizations, whether it's a pipeline to bring avatars into Ready Player Me, or whether or not we support them just solo in Spatial with our own rigging. But these are all content things that we plan to address in the new year.
It would be really cool to stream that event that Crypto was. I think it was like Punk's Night with Pussy Riot, right? It was really cool. So if we had that experience in Spatial, I could actually watch it too. So yeah, epic.
What would be super dope is if Twitter Spaces like integrated one of these metaverses, so we could actually do the Spaces like directly live from the
In a way, you can.
Yes.
You can.
You can, because I'm like terrible at multitasking. I'm walking around like taking in the sights and stuff and not really speaking
Right.
because it's just like sort of quite engaging in here. But yeah, it'd be sick if we could do both. But like everybody that's in Spaces can also see what we can see.
Yeah, there's that nexus point that you reach where you no longer need another social media app to gain users of your platform. Right now, we benefit greatly from having Twitter Spaces because so many people can find out what people are talking about. More so, but in time, it will all switch over where maybe we just don't even go into Twitter Spaces anymore. We choose to have our conversations in the metaverse, right? In spatial. If you go in there, the same amount of people, granted, we want to get to much more. We've given thought to maybe having like audio only, right? Imagine being able to talk to a room and you don't necessarily have to join it. So Twitter Spaces and being on stage is actually entering the room.
Right. Yeah, and would you have like, I guess, like some sort of recording feature as well, like to archive those episodes and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have third party like Loom you can use right now to record the video, of what you're doing, so you have the sound. That's a really good way to, then just edit it and do basic stuff to it and be able to post it quickly. But yes, you can do those types of third party recordings, but you can also record within the space. It just doesn't record all the sounds. That's something to come in the future as well.
Cool. Mazna, I see you have your hand politely held up. You're welcome just to cut across me there, mate.
No. I was gonna. Whoa, that was a lot of noise. I keep on seeing this girl Irina, and she's got like the coolest clothes in the whole space. I'm just wondering. It's cool to check out everybody's like little fashion statements.
We had the Vogue and L'Oreal. I mean, I have blue lips right now. I look like I've been eating Smurfs all day. But it's one of those things where there's different partners that we've done activations with, and there's a lot of different outfits out there. And I got to say, the women have got some of the dopest outfits in all of Ready Player Me. So it's nice to see them on display. We hope in the future, you'll be seeing runway shows from major fashion designs, labels and brands, and we'll actually get to see their latest metaverse styles all on the carpet.
Well, I'll finally get to be a supermodel. Stop being an artist.
Man, you already are, man. Because of you, we got into that BAYC event, We were like, okay, we just letting supermodels here, and we were with Laura, so he got us in, so that was epic. So creative O's, I saw your hand, and I want to welcome Johnny on stage too.
Yeah, man, I just want to say hello. Buenos dias, buenas tardes. What's up to my Latinos in here? I hear some slinging. My name is Creative, and I host like the biggest digital metaverse events in spatial. I've been a spatial user for about a year. I'm closing in on 50,000 views in my metaverse environment. But I just want to talk about some of the really good stuff for businesses. One of the hardest things for digital creators, entrepreneurs, is to get their artwork seen, but get their artwork seen by the right people, by the right collectors. Spatial has actually opened that barrier for people to connect on an international level to create these relationships that create sales. Now, in spatial, it doesn't just like help you sell goods, but it gives people a solution to sell, intertwine with different cultures and community. A Polygon showcase where we have come together. We have an event, but it's a community event. And if for any project that's been in the Web3 space, you understand the value of community and bringing people together. Twitter Space is a phenomenal way through space audio, but we just talked about the pros and cons of actually seeing a photo face-to-face in a VR headset or looking at it on your phone versus a Twitter Space. So this is really changing the way that we communicate, the way that we collaborate, and the way that we work with each other around the world. I do want to talk about two features on there that we haven't talked about, which is token gating. If you're a community that has your own token, your own PSP, you can actually token gate your environments, customize it to your community. So only your community members have access to that. So that is a huge utility perk off the break by just buying into projects that are utilizing spatial or using the metaverse. Now, it's starting to roll. Now we're starting to see more users, but we need to understand how we can create better experiences for us to have a better return on investment. So I just wanted to tap into that and just say what's up to everybody in here and say what up.
Yeah, wait, and I want to, thank you for dropping that little knowledge, Parcerito. Shout out, and actually, the reason this wall came about comes from us with some other CryptoPunks early 21 that we went to Medellin and we started onboarding people, and this is the group of people that we onboarded. This is the people that were like barely with their feet dipped into space. And now they're building these metaverses, and I think in Latin America and all these spaces is where all these kind of technologies are going to grow, because there isn't that much liquidity in the NFT space. So these artists are not living off mints that they sell or projects that they're making, like you said, an economy out of this. And we're building other projects. We have a couple other things under the wrap with the architects, and like maybe a city wants us to recreate a little corner of the city that's a very touristic corner, so people go visit it. There's so many different things, and I appreciate that you're a big person that's been building in this space come through, man.
Guys, I appreciate it. Brainstorm real quick. A lot of these people here have a business in Web2. And everybody uses like their website, right, to create that user experience for them to see. Now it's just going to be, I feel like personally, a standard to have a metaverse to show your outcomes, to show your services, to give someone an experience of how it is working with your community or working with Grateful or working with these all the way around. So I'll turn it back over to you, but I just wanted to just chime that part in.
I love it, and I love the idea with the token gating. What kind of experiences would you do for your community there? Could you share some ideas that are possible right now?
Yeah, so I have a Polygon social club membership where I have token gated environments. And what happens is that if you get a ticket, you automatically get an environment for the community. You get to see spaces, but we host like once a month meetings that we talk about events that we want to throw together. It's really good if you could throw an event by yourself, but if you do it with the community, you get more exposure to your artwork, more exposure to your projects. And partnership in the Web3 space is so key right now during this market. So interacting, connecting, and educating people is definitely the big key thing that we're seeing inside token gating.
I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing, guys.
Token gating is really important, and you got to think outside the box on it. You know, you can build memberships, you can have artists start to one of the things that we plan to release very soon is, you know, where you can have more of the one-of-one artists start to token gate based on ownership of their pieces, right? But right now you have the ability to, you know, offer cheap solutions for ticketing an event, right? You have the ability to, you know, create a membership that, you know, expires. There's so many different things that you can do within Spatial to build the experience, and Creative touched on an important one. As artists and creators come in, they have their Web2 presence, but now it changes considerably because you can create the experience you want people to have, and then you can be there. That's the thing. Think of it as owning real estate, another room in your house.
And I mean, think about this project in particular, which is a wall that was done before the first NYC NFT, when graffiti of PFPs wasn't a thing. And now, graffiti of PFPs is a huge thing. All the collections go and get their PFP graffitis. And it's a IRL space. It was an NFT project that was bridging the world of IRL and the world of, and here we are, and that's the 360 loop that I wanted to do conceptually with this piece, kind of to like let it run its own course with graffiti and PFPs, because it's going to become like such an avalanche. But that's exactly what I wanted to do, give that value, that how I met Beast, how Grateful yelled at me and said that NFTs were a scam, and I almost threw a rock at him, and now we got jokes. But, you know, the way I've met every single person, or even when I did Crypto Novel a year before the wall, or some months before the wall, and then he would get tagged for people that walk by, that's the real life thing that graffiti brings, and it brought all these communities together, and it's given this kind of like big resonance to the work that I did with the support of all the collectors, and that's why it's really cool about this wall particularly right now in the digital space, because now that graffiti can get torn down, that building could get torn down, the people are going to tag over it. I've spent thousands of dollars trying to clean it. And it's there. Now we have it here for reference. If you want a university to go talk about the project, it's there 5 years from now. If you want, so all kinds of utility cases. But for me, it's really cool to just historically be able to do the exercise of
chronicling stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we did it. We brought digital to the real world, and now we bring real world to the metaverse. And now, like, that's I feel like that's like a really cool blueprint for like a graffiti project. We're talking with a graffiti festival right now about kind of registering their graffiti festival and putting it up. There's so many options, utility options for people to remember these things. Remember, graffiti is completely ephemeral. So the people that painted the trains, the kids that painted the trains, first of all, they never got a cent for painting the train. The people that took the pictures were the people that made money. So if a kid's painting walls, you could support him instead of the photographer. and they can, they can give value to their work. I think it's just a really, and keep it in the metaverse, right? Like a young kid that gets to be starting out, he could start doing his graffitis, put him in the metaverse. 3 years from now, there's a catalog of what he did. And I think it's awesome. And,
Man, there should be a case study about this, really, because if you think about it, like 1.5 years ago, there was just a wall. Grateful screaming. There was just a wall. Then, like, first avatars there because you made a graffiti, right? Then you actually took the picture, and all of them are minted, right, Masnak? So actually, each of the avatars are minted with the bricks. So I guess even in spatial, you probably can connect the open ceiling. So you can prove actually that there is the owner behind the avatar. And now we all doing Twitter spaces and standing in front of the same wall that, like it's so wild.
I mean, if you think of utility, and I was doing half art and half marketing with my art. So I will put your character, but I'm not putting your name. I'm not putting your Twitter. And that was a discussion within the Another Flex on the Wall crew because they wanted their Twitter there. They wanted some kind of QR code that brought them there. We can respect the graffiti, let it be for the kids, let them interpret it whichever way they want, and then people could get redirected to the metaverse. Maybe that's the QR that we put there, just metaverse.
Yeah, I just realized that like on Friday or Thursday we had our holiday party for Spatial, and I stayed at an Airbnb on Roebling Street. I just realized that's where I was. That's funny.
Epic. Creative Ols, I saw your head. I just want to welcome Johnny, our fellow Pink Ape on stage, and I also see Moneyling. So what's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, Grateful? What's up, Manny? Really love this session. This is pretty awesome. It's forcing me to hop into Spatial. I've heard a lot of great things about what you guys are doing, so thanks for setting this up.
Yeah, man. These guys, this is what we love. We absolutely love people that are building stuff and bringing people together into it. That's the core of it all, right? And if you just keep doing this, more people will do it, and the environments are just going to get crazier and crazier, or more nostalgic, right? And now it's going to be fun. Yeah. Can't wait.
DMG actually also.
What's up, B?
What's up, Johnny? What's up? Let's go! For people, like, we met a couple of times during Art Basel, and we talk just like that, yeah. Let's fucking go.
Just walking around.
We're just screaming.
Long lost brothers. Speaking of screaming, you was talking about bringing the physical to the digital. It seems that Grateful has brought a physical goat to the metaverse because I just.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I was trying to listen. Somebody had a real cool monologue going, and then I just hear goat screaming over the top of it. It was perfect.
But guys, can you place pops in there so people can come and like scan a pop?
Yeah. So one of the things that POAP did recently is they had an event, and they have a system because a lot of bots will try to mint POAPs, but one of the things that they did is they have this dynamic QR code that you scan. So each time a person scans the QR code, it changes the QR code so the next person can scan. So what you would do is you could create one of those dynamic QR codes for your POAP, and then leave it on your screen in your browser, and then share that screen into the actual spatial space. People can scan it, and then they can go and claim the POAP, and it'll automatically change on the screen in front of you inside Spatial. So that way no one can just come in with bots and take it. So, yeah, we've seen people using POAPs. It's great.
Love it. So it's a POAP kiosk. I think we use that on our phones in my. So epic. Johnny, I see your hand, and then we go to Manny. Johnny is just dancing with his.
Johnny's like, hey, what up? My head's are up,
Put your hands up.
So, man. Yeah, looking at one of the far walls, I see a beast cat on the wall, so that's pretty cool. Hey, so I do actually have a question related to this, and that is, I'd like to put an event on in early January. So would love to hear what the top 4 to creating a successful event.
Well, I will give you a couple. I will let Creative Owls give you a couple because he's got the most experience doing it. And they might be the same because I learned a lot from watching him do it. One of the most important things that you can do for an event is to have other hosts. So think of like a real life event. If you're going to go, let's even just say to a concert at a bar, there's still going to be like people that work there that are going to manage the crowd. You want people that are going to, when someone comes in and has questions, can't figure out how to move around, or trying to get people to go to a certain location, you want to have other people that are going to in the event. If you try to do it yourself, it'll be chaos, and you really want to have that help, and it makes people feel better. It gets past those little hurdles and the learning curve. That's one really important thing. The other thing for the events, like I said, is take into account what kind of experience you want people to have, and then choose where you spawn them in at. If you're going to make a room, if you're going to use one of our default spaces, then it really doesn't matter. But if you want to create your own space or use a larger space, try to have everybody come in further away from what's going on and take advantage of spatial audio, because that's going to allow people to have private conversations in certain spots. So think about that as far as, experience-wise. Creative, do you have a couple? Yeah, I put an entire YouTube video of like the top 10 tips for creating events in the metaverse. It's the entire playbook that you need from start to finish for you guys. I'll send like a comment on tweeting it out. But I totally wasted my time. I should just shut up and been like, do your thing. Well, I mean, it's just easier, but I'll just give you like 2 things for you guys, right? Number 1 thing is have an agenda. People come into metaverses and don't know what the heck is going on. Have an agenda creates a structure, and it creates the expectation of what people need to act depending on the events. So that's the first thing. Second thing is use a hashtag. If you want to get exposure to your events and your metaverse events, create a hashtag for your product or your campaign. I challenge every year to search up hashtag Polygon Showcase and see what comes up. That makes it more powerful, so when more people are looking up for your event or you'll be seen, having that hashtag allows people to engage with the event and see what's going on behind the scenes. And then afterwards, you can track the success of the engagement moving forward. Those are just some quick tips for you guys.
Tyrone got moves.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you very much. Hey, Creative, you just shoot me I think your DM was closed.
Epic, guys. I love it. I see Manny's hands. Long time. So, Manny, go ahead.
Now, what up, my boy? What Johnny, my wingman? What's poppin', my brothers? Shout out to y'all over here. I'm right here in Spatial. Out here supporting my boy Masna. He's been doing it since day 1, from one street to another. It's just dope to see like how far he's come and everything he's doing. Just gotta show mad love to him. Congrats on everything you're doing, and I look forward to where you guys take this, because it's pretty well dialed in. I've seen the wall and it's just dialed the fuck in, to be honest. And it's smooth running right now with a lot of people jumping in and out. And I have a shitty computer, to be honest. So it's running pretty smooth on mine. So I'm honestly just like pretty impressed, and I want to see where this goes and the capabilities that are possible, because I think you said you can create a portal that'll take you to Decentraland or like hop into metaverses?
Yep, because all you need to do is just link to where you want to go, and you can put a hyperlink on objects. You can put it on the actual teleport portal itself. But yeah, 731. That's another thing. Go ahead.
No. You go, and then I'll say.
Well, what I was going to say is also think along the lines of more than one space. Like right now, everyone is very excited to get into spatial, and they start thinking in that sense of one space design. Start to think neighborhood, right? If you're going to show Brooklyn this, think about it. You can go so far as to create each house on the block and make a portal that leads to another house, right? Or another block. And you can have people move around Brooklyn if you wanted. You get all the different skyboxes. I mean, we have them with Google Maps, right? When you push on the street and you go further up the street, imagine each one of those jumps is an actual space in spatial. And then you actually can have the whole...
You just have to get all the mapping.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fucking sick. Well, is there an option to, like, say if you had graffiti tools on the floor, would there be an option for us to also interact with the wall and do
one day I hope. I work with spray paint. I'm an artist that does fine spray paint art, and the idea of being able to manipulate the environment, whether it's draw on something. So in VR, we have a 3D tool, so you actually can hold a pen up in the air and you can draw in 3 dimensions. That's cool. But yes, getting to the point where you actually could manipulate your environment and spray, sure, that would be amazing.
When me and Tyrone had a little meeting before, I was asking exactly those questions. Like, okay, we get the fat cap in there. Imagine if we could have, a little get together, like all graffiti people always did. Like, let's just meet there on Sunday and put new pieces up, and we could all paint on our King's Frame VR or whatever. Like, I don't know, what the fuck?
I agree. Until you get to that point, one of the things you could do, which I think would be really interesting, and it would take you setting it up just, okay, so bear with me here. Imagine you come up to the wall, like the wall in spatial here, in the real world, right? And you can have a camera point at the wall, and you can have it be the dimensions of the wall in spatial. So then you could share the screen on the wall in spatial, and you're painting on it. It's a video of you painting on that wall. And then when you're done, you take a picture and you have that picture and then attach it to the actual wall. So people could watch you paint it in the real world in spatial on the same wall.
That's fucking sick.
That's dope.
That's so dope. That's such a dope idea.
Takes me to that's amazing, and it's all the ways that you can work the technology around to do what you want it to do.
Well, exactly. Like in the most a purest sense, right? You want to have a spray can in the metaverse and you want to do something, but there are other ways to experience the exact same thing. And I think it's that kind of presentation, those performances that are going to start to really launch the metaverse. It's the idea that you're going to go into a space and experience something, a performance, something that's scripted, something that happens. It's going to get to that point where we just don't go in there and run into each other. We all go in there and watch something happen. And then when we come back next Tuesday, something else happens, right? And then you get to the point where you're binge watching spatial.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Maybe you could reverse engineer it and disenchant people to graffiti over the wall by having, obviously nobody wants to scan a random QR code, but have something that they can link to spatial and do some work within spatial instead of graffitiing over the wall. I don't know, I'm probably talking nonsense, but
do whatever you like.
It is all possible, and it is not nonsense. Mazna, we've done 90%. You've had your phone as you're tagging on the wall live IRL, and I've streamed it. And the only missing link now is to get the derivative going in spatial at the same time. I mean, the artist here can go live action as you're doing. But next time you're at the wall, next time you're back in the States, I think that's what we should do. I think we should set up a camera, and then you could keep that image motion captured if you want, but show it and stream it live. We're doing it right now. We can stream it live, have the devs, the artists digitally enhance it on it, and then we just pretty much hit the update button, pretty much hitting enter on our computer and update it as you're doing it along the way,
I love it, and I think that's mean, in spring is going to be the closing of the wall. People don't know this, but there's only a couple spaces left, and it's the third NYC NFT. So I think I'm doing the last couple real paintings on the walls. We might be able to stream that in the metaverse and then close out the whole. Then it'll be 360.
Guys, I saw NFTs on OpenSea, spatial NFTs. What are they about?
So the NFTs that we have in our Spatial X collection were actually launched a year ago, and it was in cooperation and partnership with Trash Hand, Polycount, as well as Renault, who did the Bozoverse. These are environments that were created by people that wanted to actually, be the first custom environments that were put out there. And it was something that we tried, and we liked what was happening, but we also recognized where we're going, the speech people can create. We would never be able to manage a collection of that. It would almost hold things back. So it's just better to let everyone just build.
How does it work, Spatial? If you want to have your experience in Spatial, like, how do you do it? Like, do you have to get an NFT, or should people reach you? You work together, or?
Well, I would say first off, join our Discord, because that's where a lot of information is being provided. Our community guides are there, our Spatian guides, and we also have all kinds of information and people sharing their spaces and discussions and events. So that's a great source for ideas, information on how to get started. At that point, then, it's really just building those relationships. Go to some of the events, meet some of the other people that are creating stuff, and you'll be surprised, especially when the SDK package gets out there and we see more and more of these next level environments start to arrive. That's when you're going to want to reach out to folks and say, I want to build this world, or I want to build this experience. So start with the Discord.
I had a quick question, although it's probably obvious what the answer is. It's if you was to visit, so I've got an old Oculus Rift S. It's new, but an old model. I haven't used it for over a year. Can I visit it? Does it have to be a Quest? And if you do visit in VR, is it a first person or third person? And then I want to go to Manny, because as a uneducated player, it's got sick. Okay, cool. And Matt, if I had a good guess, Manny sounds like Masner's twin brother. Is that just a regional accent, or are you boys from the same household? Because
bro, the same thing people telling to us all the time at Azik.
Yeah, we sound exactly the same. Yeah,
I'm more like Floridian accent, but I'm from East Florida.
I'm a bit further east. A lot further east. Across the pond.
Yeah. I'm going to have to jump off soon here. I've got another call I have to jump on to.
No worries, we gotta be doing crazy stuff in the spatial. But guys, the pinned tweet. There's 27 us right now. I see 67 people in the space, so we still have a lot of room. So jump in there, and I think we can do some crazy stuff or group photo. So go there, and we'll have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Don't forget to click the heart, love the space, as well as follow some other people. Click on their names above their heads and follow them, and it'll give you, insight as to what others are doing and other spaces that you can discover.
Thank you for coming through, Tyrone. Fucking big up.
We have 8 people. Sorry, no. How many people do we have? Because I'm looking at likes, probably.
I was looking at likes. I thought.
Yeah, you're looking at likes. Yeah, you're at 19. You're at 19.
Now I see 23 right now, but if I click on it, but it doesn't matter. So there's room for more. So guys, jump in, and someone is clapping there.
As you can see,
hey Rachel, hey B.
What's up, man? Hey,
GM. Yo,
you still in Miami?
I just wanted to say, no. I left on last Sunday.
He said he got
48 hours. I just wanted to say hi to Tyrone too, and I see my brother Manny's down there. But I'm part of Searchlights, Tyrone, and we've used you guys we have over like 500 artists in our artist pool that we put volunteer curation team that we put together, art shows on such an amazing platform that it allows us to showcase so many awesome artists. And I just wanted to give you a shout out. And I'm sure
Thank you.
all know. Yeah, and we also did the spatial with my brother Ali Sabet with Stratosphere.
I curated I curated one of his actual spatial gallery for the last Stratosphere. That was an amazing honor. It was so cool. So many great artists were in there.
So pleasure to meet you and hear you here. And keep on growing, keep adding new bells and whistles. It's a great platform, and I really like the fact that you can have portals to different metaverses, because I feel like the metaverse is the future. It's not already the future now, but I definitely think that it's going to be huge, in the next few months. This 2023 is going to be the year of the metaverse.
Yep.
Pleasure.
All we got to do is make dope shit.
But yeah, you're right. Interoperability is going to be, a massive part of it as well. Tyrone, it's been a pleasure talking with you today, mate. Into some cool shit that you guys are doing, and thanks so much for joining us as well. Appreciate you. Said you got a bounce, you got a call.
Epic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You know what? I appreciate all of you guys' hearts for everyone in the room, because you're doing exactly what needs to be done. Bringing people together in spatial, in the metaverse, and having experiences. So I will talk to you all soon. I'm available. If you have any questions, hit me up. Later, creative.
We'll do it again.
Thank you so much, Tyrone.
Yep. See you guys.
Cheerio, Bruce.
See you in the Discord. Epic. And for everyone here, we keep rolling. We still have to check the corner in the. There is some secret, Laura, isn't there?
Yeah. We gotta go around the wall. If you guys want to venture in, and follow me.
So shall we do it right now? Shall I go there and follow you? And guys,
is everyone's rendering a little bit not great, or is that just one?
Oh, I see that. Guys, you're missing. If you're not there, you're missing. Such a huge alpha.
Around the corner.
And guys, don't forget to follow other people. You can click on there's like a bubble in the between, and you can follow each of us there. So give everyone follow, and
part of what I wanted to do was show you guys, because graffiti tours are so. I think that's another use case of this, but I wanted to kind of just walk you through all the avatars. Every person in the wall is such a character. Everybody's got a story behind them. Even the Solana NFTs. Don't be mean like that. No, I had it. Everybody's got a story, and it's really fun for me to tell those stories. But here in the back, I put my Genesis collection, which is called Street Punks, which is how I met Novo. Back in the day, painting punks and going in the punk Discord and trying to make friends with everybody in there just to be part of the culture. So these are a series of punks that are painted around let's say America.
Are these the street punks?
Yeah.
The Street Punks collection?
Yeah, so these are, like the Street Punks collection was 100 punks. I think I painted about 60 of them. I minted around 40 or 50. And so once those 50 are gone, I will start minting the rest. But for now, these are the pieces I did, kind of flying on the country and South America, painting punks for a year before I even did the wall. So, and then upstairs, it's another NFT collection, Treasures 1022, which was launched in October. And there are a bunch of silkscreen prints I made of the wall, hand printed, all by me. They're all one of one, all different variations. It's 5 layers of a stencil on paper. There's small print. Each of the digital prints is paired with a physical print that I will show in, during that I have available at the NFT NYC next spring. So, and I put them all 0.77. So thinking that it's like, under $100 for a real print with the NFT, with the blah, blah, blah. That's some of the work that I've launched. couple. Thank you. And that's that was a little backyard. Like, yeah, it's got this use case that Tyrone was telling us about how he jumped in initial, which is show your artwork, have your artwork displayed with no intermediary type people, have it the way you want it to look, have the pieces next to them to be mint them, have a link that takes you to buy them. If you're a buyer, support the artists that are doing this. You know, it's a 360 again. So Manny, what up?
Man, that's awesome. And you know what fascinates me right now? That we are literally standing in front of the pieces that you are talking about. And there are like 10 people, and we're looking on the art that you created. And do you guys feel how different it is than just the spaces, or how different it is than if you just see something on Twitter? It feels so much real, right? It feels like being there.
We guys, Crypto Novo or Creative Ols or Masna or anyone of those guys, if you have anything planned for the next few days, you know, let us know. We want to jump in and we can do some Grateful tour there, because I love this experience, you know, being on the space and, listening to all the stories in front of art. It's epic. Love it. Manny, what's going on?
No, I just want to say good job out here, you know, like, I'm really stoked to see, like I said, I'm just happy to see this happening, and, you know, and like you guys were saying earlier, it's about the community, you know, it's about showing up. I've met Masna a while back, through people getting us confused somehow.
Because I was going to say, was it when you both came out of the womb at the same time? Was that when you met?
I seen him in Miami, you know. That I didn't meet you guys, but you know, in due time we'll run into each other, I'm sure. But just like I said, you know, it's been a wild one, and I'm just stoked to see where it's going. You guys are tapping in with Spatial and try to be doing something with this as well. So.
Manny, I'm just standing behind Manny right now. I'm just standing behind Manny. Be careful, man. So Manny, you're so busy on your iPhone, man. You're so busy looking at the back of
randomly at a party in the middle of a crowd, like with 10,000 fucking people. It's like, you know, somehow we always run into each other, and it's, you know, it's just stoked to see my brother keep rising. So, you know, congrats to everybody. Shout out to Grateful for hosting the space, and Beast for being a co-host. Crypto Novo ran into you a few times, you know what it is, and yeah, let's just fucking go. Shout out to everybody tuning in as well.
Amazing. Crypto, I see your hand. Go ahead, man.
Two things. Thank you for letting me tune in, but I got to tune out shortly. I have another meeting. But it brings me back to like the type thing. Living in Chicago, going outside to actually go on a tour out, it's probably not really what you want to be doing when it's negative degrees. But like here, I'm able to see a lot of Masna's work that I haven't seen outside of maybe tapping in, or a lot of work I haven't seen since back in the day, since we were doing this OG stuff since day one. And you're able to walk around it, talk about it with guys, you know, which is fun and adds to the experience of it. And the simplicity of it. I mean, it's simply just like, just either connecting your wallet, which everyone has, or just, you know, plugging in an email address. But then also you can click on the images. It takes you right to the OpenSea page. So I'm looking for more interoperability on it. I would love to see what we can do and grow in the future. Masna knows a lot of times when we talk in these spaces at business meetings, so we can see if we can get live graffiti going up and having someone match it to put it in a digital realm. I think that would be revolutionary. All the stuff that we're doing now, I can mint live video, so we can actually mint the live video of you actually tagging it up on a wall. So that's stuff we can do. Food for thought. I want to thank all you aliens, apes, and zombies. Masna, thank you for being my shepherd down in Miami. I had a wonderful experience, and 90% of it was thanks to you. So thanks, my friend.
Bro, thank you so much for coming through. You've been a like the co-host that we needed, a punk friend, the early gamer, just the person that has a really strong voice and is here supporting no matter what. So thank you for coming through. Till next time. I'm not going to Chicago until it gets a little warmer.
I don't blame you. To all my aliens, apes, and zombies, check out the up at top. You can view everything we did. It's on Masna's handle, so you can go back and review it and watch everything in case you missed it. You can get all the alpha about Spatial. Manny, thanks. Grateful Ape, thanks for finding the other Grateful Ape for me that was driving me nuts. And Beast, my friend.
Amazing, Crypto. Thank you.
you so much for joining us today. It was epic, guys. Definitely follow Crypto Masnak and everyone on the stage, because they are doing great stuff for the Web3 space and for our community. Because they are doing great stuff for the Web3 space and for our community. And thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, speaking of aliens,
Stay positive and love life. Peace. Thanks, Mazda.
He's made for Crypto